Tony can join if he is able, when he is able. Okay, so I doubt anybody but one person read the recap that I wrote 3 hours ago.
I read it.
Yeah, you were the one person. Yes, but do you remember it? It's been half a month.
I mean, we kind of did the recap tonight anyway.
Okay, so you guys are currently standing in the smoldering heaps of Hound Hill. Having just saved the fur people from slavery, they are headed back north, and you guys were coming to return your trusty steeds to find the town had been attacked and was on fire, and you guys decided to help that by setting it more on fire and killing all the orcs and ogres. So what is it you guys are wanting to do?
We never decided on a plan. We had 3 weeks.
I think we should take a rest and think it over during that.
Yes, you guys got a long rest
think over
in.
the use of fireball.
You guys did get a long rest in, and you woke up the next morning, and that's when the townspeople started coming back, and you inquired about what started or what prompted this this attack. And you did learn that Moloch had been trying for weeks to get into this city to gain more power, but they were rejecting him, and so he sent this horde to attack them.
So it's not our fault that they were attacked, so I say we did.
I mean, I've already collected my contributions. I'm good to move that.
I would like to see what prospect these people have and what their next move is going to be, because their entire city has been destroyed.
Well, they are mainly farmers. Their cattle and their crops are safe. It was just the buildings and the towns. So they will, they are already starting to just rebuild places to keep themselves safe during the night.
Do we still have one of the collars?
Yes,
Yes,
you do.
I gave it to Silas.
Should we try to find more about it? Seeing as I'm a lore bard, I can now cast legend lore.
Zai has already identified it and
Yes.
has learned that it was created by a gnome fellow that was shunned from society, and his last known location was somewhere in the hills to the east. Yep, east. I said it correctly. Yay. East of Cliffshield.
What was his name?
Zai didn't know his name.
Milton.
Legend lore will tell his name.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't need...
Alternatively, I can take us back to the academy, and we can do research there.
Oh, Zai, when we're at the academy, do you want to introduce me to your parents?
Not really. My father is long been dead, and my mother is not very nice.
She sounds lovely.
You really can't tell him no. I've learned
I'm starting
this.
to learn that. So, what are you guys doing?
Is there a nice little, like, open area away from the eyes of the villagers anywhere nearby?
Yeah, you can go a mile or two out of town. there won't be very many people out that direction.
Alrighty. I will pull out one of the bottles of ink, and I will set it on the ground as I sit down. Where do we want to go? White Fang? Cliff Shield?
Well, maybe we should decide on the plan.
Wasn't the plan to go find out more about the collars and the gnome who made them?
Is it the plan?
I had thought it was.
That's. I'm good with that. Do we want to go to Academy first, or maybe I just should cast the Legend of Lore right now, and we get some possible information that would alter our course of action?
Sure.
I'd much rather be in Cliff Shield in the Academy than this place.
Okay, I'm just offering, just trying to do 2 sessions in a row where we plan.
I will.
Okay, so let's work out exactly what our options are. We can go to Cliff Shield and try and learn more about the collar. We can go to White Fang for some reason. I don't remember what the reason was for going back to White Fang.
There isn't one.
Okay. Then we can probably cross that one off the list.
We
Yes?
could go to South Point, as we might find clues about the slave traders there, and we also might find the clues about one of the other artifacts. Not artifacts, powerful items.
I see.
That the heck told us.
And I still don't believe we found the Afriti chain, if I'm correct.
Nope.
Okay. So,
We suspect that it might be down there with the slave traders, so it possibly makes for 2 powerful items in close proximity.
that sounds like it might be more beneficial.
Alternatively, we can go investigate Imshil and try to find the Staff of Magi.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the three main courses that were laid on the table last time.
Okay.
But in Cliff Shield, we do have a boat waiting for us, I believe. Isn't that correct, Fang?
It has been about a week, so yes.
Let's see. Trying to think of timeline here. Those went down. It took about a week to get there. It's been about 10 days.
Yeah.
Since y'all left Cliff Shield. So by the time, well, if y'all flashed there instantly, it would still be a day or two before it actually reached the
That's a day or
the
two of
city.
research.
Mm-hmm. Also, my 2 letters will have reached the ears of the mayor of Petra and the eyes of my father's advisors. Hopefully, they have set up a trade negotiation by now.
Yes, if only they knew what those letters said.
I'm pretty sure I inferred what they said.
Yes,
Please
also-
start.
My memory is
Yes.
horrible, and I ask you to send it to me.
Okay.
There's also the possibility of there being more information on some of the artifacts of power or on alternative ways of stopping Moloch's rise.
In the academy.
That could be gleaned from the Academy's library. There are several restricted sections that I was never allowed in as a student.
I could potentially use my influence to try to get in there.
Zai, is there any way to sail from Cliff Shield? Is it only like going directly south, or do we have to sail all the way around this?
Yes, sadly, the Gold Coast is encased in a peninsula. So you would have to go through the Malaware Bay and out into the Ocean Grave.
And have you heard about if there is a magic circle in either Imshul or South Point?
There is no magic in Imshil. It has been that way for several decades now. No one really knows why. And South Point, there's not much known about it, other than the stories I've heard from my former partner.
Okay, I agree with Calliope. I think Academy is the best option.
Does everyone else agree?
Yes, the Harry Potter episode.
I will clear out a nice place on the ground and uncork the ink and slowly dip my finger and draw arcane runes, and I will cast Teleportation Circle to the Cliff Shield circle that is not the Academy.
Okay. So,
Which takes a minute to cast.
Yeah. So you guys stand there for a moment while Calliope reaches down and draws out the circle provided to her by Zai, who has seen it many times. And a moment passes, and it lights up, and you guys, it only lasts for one round, so you guys got to get in there quick. So Calliope pushes everybody in, make sure everybody gets through, and you guys emerge in Cliff Shield. And you are standing, it's almost like a mini library, study room almost. Zai knows this as the one of the many chambers that they have in the main town hall, if you will.
And I will use 7 sorcery points to get my 5th level back.
And you guys to Cliff Shield. So you guys are currently in this building right here, on the eastern wing. So after you guys get in there and you've had a chance to look around your surroundings, the door opens up swiftly, and there's a tall half-elf woman that opens the door. Excuse me, were you expected? And Zai steps forward. Sorry, mistress. We were out of town and just coming back in, if you don't mind. Ah, Zai. Very well. Does your grandfather know that you're in town? Not yet, miss. We will go and see him presently. All right, very well. And she escorts you out into the main area in front of the town hall. That I need a better name for, because it's not a town hall. But my brain is not working. So,
The Capitol.
guys, the Capitol building. There we go. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All right, so you guys are standing outside of the Capitol building. What is it you wish to do?
I wish to pull my hood up.
Okay, you do so.
Thank you.
All right.
I will start making my way towards the academy.
Okay, the academy is several miles to the east of where you are. Or
Where's
south?
north here?
That's a good question, because this map is not facing north like I thought it was.
No,
So
I think it's
north.
left.
Yeah, north is left. Yes. So south. So this direction would be where the academy is, and if we go back over to the map, the main map, the academy is about 50 miles outside of the city of Cliffshield.
Oh. If I had known that, I would have just taken us to the academy, honestly. Traveling's a hassle.
Okay, do you want to retcon that then?
Yes.
I'll allow it.
Retcon.
Alright,
Didn't realize it was so far away.
So, rewind. She draws the circle to the academy inside of the mistress's office. And you guys bamf into the circle, and you find yourself back inside of the mistress's office.
So I retain no memory of Zai's grandfather.
Well, you haven't met him yet, so.
That doesn't have anyone around him except you.
So you go, and you're inside the mistress's office, but it's very, very dark. None of the lights are on. You are in an empty office.
Well, let's go. Don't want to be caught here again. And I will immediately start making my way towards the door.
Okay. So you make your way out. There doesn't seem to be anybody
Where's
around.
Tony when you need him?
There doesn't seem to be anybody around, so you guys can make it down to the common area of the academy before anybody notices you.
Alrighty. Are we all going to be investigating this, or do other people want to do other things?
Many hands make light work. So I think it'd be beneficial to go along with all this. Being this far south, though, I am feeling a little bit of discomfort from all of this bright sun. Might there be a place around here that I might be able to find a hat?
You can always go to the academy gift shop.
Okay. I'm thinking of something rather specific.
It's the it's kind of like the college the generic what's it called? The generic college store where it's got just a bunch of academy merchandise.
Yep, exactly.
So,
Were you trying to find a hat of disguise?
Perhaps? I was thinking something of this variety. Just dropped a picture in chat.
That DLC costs $15.99,
So-
which takes us to the Eastern Lands.
That hat can only be found in Imshield. Sorry.
Sorry. Alright. It's worth a shot. I will keep searching. So, yeah, we could just go to the library and start searching.
Yeah, I'll show you around.
Okay, so Calliope, having spent a good deal of time here, is able to escort you through the winding halls that the rest of you seem to be very, very put off by where you're going. It seems like you're going in circles, but everything is new every time you turn a corner. It's very disconcerting trying to walk through these halls, and had Calliope not been here before, it would be very difficult for you guys to find your way through. But she leads you directly to the library. As you guys walk in, the head librarian steps up. It's a small gnomish woman. Excuse me, are you a student here?
No.
I will gesture at my academy robes that I've been wearing since the beginning of this campaign.
And she climbs down off of her stool and gets really close to you and looks you deep in the face. Ah, yes. The headmistress told me you would be coming. Do be quiet if you can. And stay where I can see you. So she goes back to her desk, giving you all free reign of this part of the library.
All right. In obedience to her command, I get down on my knees.
Very cute. Okay,
Right,
so what are you guys doing?
Information on magical artifacts and information on historical events are going to be in different sections of the library. I don't exactly remember which ones. And I don't
I'll
know
take
how much
Zai and
attention-
take history.
Okay.
I'll go to the section about Moloch and hags and all such nonsense.
Okay.
I'll investigate the religion section.
Okay.
Why do I feel like Zai and Fang are not going to get much done?
So each of you give me investigation rolls. Zai will roll with advantage from Fang helping or hindering.
Okay. I do have history.
So,
Wow, 32.
Yeah. He has a plus 13 in investigation.
Whoa.
All right. So we'll start with Brachyon since he rolled first. What was it you were looking for? You were looking
Information on Moloch and the hag that we were the hag that we were told of, and to whose sister we went, and specifically anything that might refer to post-fall, post Moloch's fall.
Okay. So you go and you find a couple of books that reference the Nine Hells and Moloch specifically, and some of the companions that helped him with his reign. Moloch's story seems to end about where it ended when you read the scribes on the rocks up in Teethling Sorrow. So you don't really gain any new information on him. The hag that you're looking for is known as a... Let me find it.
It's notes time.
Is known as a dusk hag.
Just as a dusk hag, or is that her name or moniker?
No, that is her. That is what she is described as, a dusk hag.
Okay.
Her name.
It's
Let me
Florence.
find that. Let me find Florence. Let me find the document. Give me 1 second. Where
And you
are
might want to pull it, keep it open, because as soon as I learn her name, I'm casting legend lore on her.
Okay. Do. Let's see here. Go make information.
Oh,
Actually,
actually,
this GM actually has notes.
What are those?
I know, right? I just run everything out of scribbles and note cards.
I run everything out of a pre-written campaign.
Ooh.
Her name is Malagard.
Okay, is that all I find? Just her name and that she's a dust keg? Anything else about her?
You hear tales of her. Let's see. Do. Let's see. You see, there's a lot of talk about wizards and kings and people of high station going to her and asking and doing a quest for her in order to obtain prophecies and visions of their future. She is very adept at predicting the future, though her predictions often come at a very hefty price, as hags often enjoy causing pain and turmoil in those that they have dealings with.
Whereas we caused her pain and turmoil the last time we saw her.
You have
No,
not seen her.
No, we saw her
It's
sister.
Sister, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Technically seen both of her sisters, but that's a different story. You don't know that.
I think I have a memory of one.
Yeah, a night hag.
Okay, so anything else?
That's what I wanted to find out. I'm just researching Moloch and, strings to pull in his direction.
So that is the information you have acquired.
Got it?
Alright, next we will go to Rezo. Rezo, you are researching religion?
Yes.
What specifically?
Well, since I'm going to try to use religion to figure out the origin of the different artifacts, because they have some ties to the gods, correct?
Some of them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let me pull up that sheet. Okay. So you already have the Holy Avenger, which seems to have been forged in the fire of I think it was a white dragon.
Brass dragon.
Brass
Probably,
dragon.
yeah.
Okay.
Probably metallic one.
I did not write it down for some reason, but I remember
That's
saying
okay.
it.
I remember
Thank you.
Zai said it.
Yes. So you know about you know everything about the Holy Avenger, because Zai identified it. So what next would you like to look at?
Does Moloch count as a deity, or is he just something less than that?
He is known to be the ruler of the first level of hell.
Ah.
Yes.
So perhaps I could learn something about his.
Do archdemons count as deities?
Devils.
He is thought to be a god adjacent.
Okay. So, with that being the case, and he's the ruler of some level of hell, would I be able to learn anything about his powers and potentially like where he lives and things like that? Does he have like a fortress, a castle? Does he have minions, underlings?
Yes, he has lots of minions and underlings, according to the tomes that you have found. They will tell you that he has many. Let's see here. I'm trying to get you accurate information.
But you didn't expect this with a 2-week break, did you?
I know, right? Okie dokie. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't want to get the things confused. I'm trying not to. But it's really hard finding what I'm looking for. Helps if I'm looking at the right material. That usually. Trying to fill the awkward silence while I search.
So, what you guys think about buying incense to cast Legend Lore on any of the items?
I
Yeah,
think you should cast Legend Lore on every single item from now on.
I'll bring you to the school supplies store after
Okay,
I do what
so
I
how
do.
much
Yes.
incense are we buying? It's 250 gold per cast. And I can only do it once per long rest because I only have one 5th level spell slot.
Aw.
Look at this nerd with only one 5th level.
How many do you have?
As many as I want, baby. I got sorcery points and other spell slots.
Let's see here.
How much gold do we have with us at this point? Because I don't think we have a lot.
1350. But we do
With-
have gems that we can sell.
I say with
Yes.
us, we have
With us.
1350. Okay.
Yes, we have 1350 in actual money, and we have 6,000 more in gems.
Yeah, they sold one of the gems earlier.
Okay.
2, but yes.
Yeah, I've got 800 gold on me, which I'm going to use to buy more spell materials.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, if we can sell gems, we can buy a lot of incense.
So to save time, I will get you the information you are requesting
Okay.
outside of the game, as I can't
Alright.
find it as quickly as I want to. But none of it would be pertinent to immediate information anyways. So
Okay. I have one final question.
okay.
Am I able to learn anything about any potential disagreements that Moloch has with other deities?
Yes, he has been known to try and overthrow Asmodeus, the ruler of the Nine Hells.
Okay.
Oh, let's get Asmodeus on our side, boys. Let's do this. That's not a bad idea.
Asmodeus is the greater evil. The Revenge Oath says I can't do that.
But the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's not what the oath says.
Alternatively, we convince Moloch to get on our side to attack Asmodeus, then leave him there.
Didn't he already lose to him once, and he had
So-
an army of tieflings?
So, as you are, I can tell you this: as you are researching that particular strain, you will know that Asmodeus is bound to not be able to deal with things in that nature because all devils are required to abide by certain contracts that they create, and attacking Moloch would be against his contract.
There's always a way around that.
Right, which
You're
is
right.
probably
There is
why
absolutely
he was,
always a way around it.
which is why he set up the contracts in Petra and tried to do that thing at Hellhound.
Okay. I think I'm good on what I've researched here.
Okay. So next was Zai. And what are you and Zai researching? Bang?
History.
History. What specifically?
Basically, what's going to happen in terms of the future, especially if it's going to be allowed to go down the same path. Because right now, after Molluck's fall, we have divided city-states at this point. We know he's attacked Hellhound. We know he's targeted Petra. Can we figure out his next move based on what we have?
Okay. So, once so your research would more overlap with Rezo's a little bit. So, as you guys are researching the history, you find yourselves rereading some of the books that Rezo has been reading, and you guys come to the conclusion that once Moloch is dealt with, another deity or another archdevil will attempt to take his place in the first layer of the Nine Hells. And that contention between many archdevils could last for several centuries. So
Yes,
once Moloch is dealt with, it will be a very long time before somebody actually takes over his position to cause any more distress. If that's what you were asking.
I was thinking more on the material plane, but yes, I am aware of the Sin War.
Yes. So once he's dealt with, you don't see any other than maybe the leftover remnants of what he's already started. You don't see any more turmoil being caused by his reign within the next couple of centuries.
Okay. What could be his next potential target, considering we know he went after Petra and Hound Hill, and both of those places were very underdeveloped but had resources?
Yes. So, with your knowledge, you would probably guess that that he would probably be targeting a lot of the like you said, underdeveloped yet resource-rich areas of Takaloon that have yet to be fully discovered and utilized. So probably Ironwater would probably be a target of his, as it is right there on the river, ripe for a lot of fishing and other kinds of food-based products being taken in and out, as well as with it being right on the river, having potential for a larger population than places like Petra or Hellhound. So he would have more victims, if you will.
Understood. Thank you.
Yep.
Is there a way to determine from the presented text why what the purpose would be behind attacking people? Is it just wanton destruction, or is he trying to use them as some sort of sacrifice to accomplish something bigger?
All right, say that again.
Okay, so he keeps attacking different places. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Is the purpose behind that just to create wanton destruction and chaos? Or is that a means to a larger end to use the people who are killed as a sacrifice for something else?
So, with the information you were given, you know that the souls of people is a currency in the Nine Hells.
Okay.
So trying to contract people into giving up their souls is a way to gain power and status in the Nine Hells. So
Okay.
do with that what you will.
So he is definitely trying to overthrow Asmodeus. We got stuff we can work with, people.
Okay. All right.
But what does he want with the legendary composer?
Legendary composer?
I got it, Fang. Don't worry.
It's
I
a joke.
appreciate it.
It's in real life.
Amadeus Mozart.
Oh,
Amadeus.
Wolfgang.
got
Sorry.
it. I was so
Wolfgang.
lost.
Pronounce
Okay.
it correctly.
So Silas, what are you researching?
The history of the world.
The history of the world.
Since he doesn't know anything beyond his village, he's just gonna be looking up like town names and maps and
Okay.
anything that transpired.
Yeah. So you have a map with you as a party, and so all of the towns that are known are listed. Takaloon in and of itself isn't that old compared to the rest of the world. It's a fairly new landmass that has been discovered. Sorry, chat is distracting me. Monkey. And so
You have fans.
I know. I'm going to turn it away so I don't keep trying to read it. So you read about the destruction that was caused a couple hundred years ago, not even a couple hundred, about 125 years ago, to Cliff Shield, which caused flooding in the city and the Malware Bay to be created, basically. Cliff Shield used to be on the edge of a cliff, hence the name. But you read about how Talos, make sure I got that right. Yeah, Talos. How Talos is believed to have caused a lot of the storms and destruction that came across there. You also read about it's very vague information, but with your 27 crit, you are able.
Did not have advantage, so that's 11.
I gave everybody advantage.
Ooh.
So with your 27 crit, you can surmise that there is something not in these books that happened that may be being kept quiet about how they dealt with that situation. You also learn about the structure of government in Cliff Shield. Let's see. So you learn about the Council of Five. And you learn all of that information there. And you also learn about the Thunder Fists, who are the guard of Cliff Shield and Takaloon at large. Along with a couple of the... you also learn about all of the different people on the Council of Five. So there's... you don't learn much about them, but you learn their names. So there's Garum, Nibe, who you've already met. Then there is Davlin. Gorgon Viv, who is the grandfather of Zai.
Zai, your grandfather is definitely not a villain.
Yo, Zai's grandfather fucks.
Wait, is that? I may have gotten. Stand fast. That may not be Zai's grandfather. You learn about Hura, who is the leader of the Council of Five, and you learn about Zumrin. Okay, so yeah, Gorgrin is the grandfather of Zai. Making sure I didn't mess that up. So these are the leaders of Cliff Shield and the overarching government for Takaloon. Though the further away from Cliff Shield you get, the less overhead you have because of distance.
Zai, why do they call it the Council of Five if there are 6 of them?
Well, you see, the council is 5, and then you have the councillor over the 5, which makes 6.
Yes.
I didn't come up with the name. So the council is 5, and then there's the councillor. All right. Anything else? Calliope, you said you were researching what, but I didn't see a roll.
No, I am going to try to find any professor whose class I did well in during my time at the academy, if they still teach here.
Okay. Let's see.
Calliope, are you looking for a reference?
I'm more looking for permission.
So the class you did best in would probably be more
Probably
of
magical
a
theory.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. The theory of magic, and so you ask the librarian, and she will tell you that he is still working here. I'm hearing things. He is still working here. And he is probably in his office.
I will go to where I know his office to be and lightly knock on the door and wait for a response.
Okay. So you go and knock on his door. A few moments pass. You hear some rustling behind the door, and he walks up. And he comes and opens the door. Yes, may I help you?
Hello. Sorry, different sort of look. It's been a while. I was out doing quite a bit of research. I'm a star.
A star. I had wondered what happened to you. Are you doing all right? You look what. Come in.
I will.
And he will lead you
quickly
in.
walk in and close the door.
Yeah, he will lead you in. And there's a kind of a love seat couch type thing sitting in front of his desk, and he ushers you to have a seat, and he goes and sits behind his desk. Yes. What is it that I could help you with? What? You've been gone for so long. After the headmistress removed you, I feared the worst.
Well, the headmistress and I have differences. I prefer generally a more hands-on approach to learning, rather than being cooped up in no offense, a dormitory and not allowed out.
Yeah.
I've made friends, I think.
That's good, that's good. You were such a lonely child.
And we've found something quite bad that's happening. There's an archdevil named Moloch.
Yes, I know the name.
He's attempting, we believe, to do something quite terrible in the Nine Hells, and he's using things from the material plane to bring it about.
Intriguing.
And we've talked to some shady beings, one of them being a hag, as well as a friend, a trusted advisor of ours. I don't know if he went to school here. It would be a while ago. He's a dwarf named Joroth. He owns a magic shop in Petra.
Yes, Joroth, yes. He was before my time, but I do recall him being very capable in the works of magic. An enchanter, I believe, is what he eventually specialized in.
Yes, he's made us quite a few items, which have been extremely helpful.
Well, it must be if you survived the encounter with a hag.
The hag wasn't the problem. The problem was probably the dragon that she wanted us to kill.
Oh, a dragon, you say?
Yes.
Very lucky to be alive, you indeed are.
My friends more dealt with the dragon. I was cleaning up fodder. I need access to the restricted section of the library for some unorthodox research.
And what kind of unorthodox research?
So my friends are currently looking for information on Moloch and I believe the items we're looking for. I'm more of looking for possible rituals that may be able to bind or slay an archdevil. Alternatively, banishing an archdevil permanently from an area touched by the planes.
I see. I'm not sure what you're looking for is going to be found in the restricted area. I have not come across such magic myself. There has been research done in similar areas, but I don't know of one specifically for archdevils.
Yes, I understand that's the problem. I was more looking for the tools that others use to create similar rituals, to see if I could perhaps find a common through line that would let me create one of my own.
Very well. If what you say is true, it is quite troubling. Let's go see what we can find.
Thank you.
And he will lead you into the library and down to the restricted area. That's what he looks like.
Is a helmet really necessary?
If
When
he
you're an
didn't have the
archmage,
helmet
you can
on-
do what you want.
If he didn't have the helmet on, you would be too attracted to his glowing locks of hair. It's for everyone else's safety, not his. Yes, I'm following him.
Okay. Sorry, I was responding to chat, I had accidentally left all of those screen shares up on the channel, and they couldn't see nothing. Okay, so what were you saying as you're walking down with him?
I'm just following him down.
Okay. So he will lead you down into the restricted area, and he will take you over to the section where there are lots of books on banishing principle and what happens when you banish someone, and where they're banished to, and what places are better for it's a lot of theoretical stuff. But they all have small locks on them, and he walks over, picks up one of the books, and just waves his hand over the lock, and it unlocks and opens up. Yes, let's see here. There seems to have been an attempt to banish Talos.
That's understandable. He's kind of a dick.
He chuckles a little bit as you say that, and then coughs and steadies himself once more. Yes, hold on one moment as your GM searches for the exact reason and stuff behind the banishment of Talos. Ah, here it is. Cleverly named Talos. It seems that they found a way to extract his being and put it inside of a sword. And that sword has been locked away below Cliff Shield for 125 years now. I suppose a similar ritual could be used to bind an archdevil to an item, and that item be used or be put away for safekeeping. The archdevil would still remain inside of the item, but as long as it was kept under lock and key, there shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, that would make sense. It's not banishing him, but rather binding. That's understandable. I guess banishing a god is kind of difficult as they exist out of multiple understandings. And I will just make notes of everything that was used. How did they manage to summon Talos to bind him? Did they have to fight him? Or did they find, like, an artifact of his power and use that to transfer him into the item?
I wrote this 4 weeks ago. It was there was a battle that took place. It wasn't with Talos himself, it was with his followers and a lot of the Elder Tempests that you guys have already been introduced to. They had to fight those Elder Tempests and use each of the Elder Tempest had a different inscription on their foreheads to keep them under his words are escaping me. To keep them under his control. Don't know why that word was so hard to think of. To keep them under his control, he had imprinted them with different symbols for different tasks. and there were 5 separate symbols that they found. They had to slay one of each of the types and gather those symbols together, and the ritual was performed with those. Also, in the presence of where the storm that Talos was creating was the strongest. Almost the eye of the storm, but it wasn't peaceful like it was in that one movie.
So the eye wall.
Yeah.
As a
So,
Floridian.
The ritual had to be done there, and because at the time all this was theoretical, because it had never been done before. But they were able to drain his essence, funnel it through those 5 symbols and into the sword. The reason they know that it worked is because after they trapped Talos in the sword, the storm dispersed, and when someone picked up the sword, they could hear the thoughts of Talos, and it was locked away under Cliff Shield, never to be seen again.
Okay. Breaking this down into its pieces, Calliope will be thinking aloud. So it looks like it was beings that were his supposed minions that he was controlling, had certain aspects of his power that needed to be taken to use as the catalyst for the binding ritual, but he didn't have to be present. That helps a lot, as I don't relish the fight of fighting an archdevil. We also have to
As
find out
no one would.
We also have to find out where the essence of his power is stored, though, or channeled from, which will probably be somewhere on whatever layer of hell he presides over. Does all of this make sense?
Yes, I think you've got the gist of it.
We need some sort
I do not
of
envy
withdrawal.
you.
Well, I appreciate this very much, Professor. This has been a rather fruitful reunion.
Yes, I would say so. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No. I think I should be getting back to my friends. It was wonderful seeing you again.
As it was you. Stay safe out there.
I've got people to protect me now.
That's good. Could always use a friend.
I will nod and hurry back to people who are still researching.
Okay. So you all have finished your research and are gathered inside of the library still. What is it you wish to do from here?
I would like to buy all the incense that they have.
Oh yes, let's go to the
So
supply store.
you all can find the Academy Supply Store, where students will come and purchase their much needed goods at a ridiculously overpriced state.
Yep.
So what is it you wish to purchase?
Okay, how many legend lores do we want?
At least 2.
Does that store only sell stuff? Will it buy our gems?
They will not buy your gems.
Yeah.
So how much money do we want to spend on this?
500 is enough.
Okay.
So you want
Okay. 500 gold worth of incense.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 uses of it.
That'll be 800 gold. Okay.
Welcome to college, boys.
Capitalism. Oh, I'm sorry, I put the politics in there. I'll backtrack that statement. I didn't mean it.
You hear that, Twitch
Okay.
chat? Get on them.
Oh, shit.
I will buy 3 more uses of teleportation circle, which is 150 gold worth of inks.
Okay, so it'll be 250.
Gotcha.
All right, I can do a legend lore on anything that we think is the most pressing.
Zai, you never had a dorm here, did you?
No, the mistress always came directly to my grandfather's abode, and we had one-on-one sessions.
I'm not sure how safe it would be to do the ritual here. I'm thinking we probably want a more secluded area that is a more controllable environment than however many eyes we have watching us currently.
We could always go back to my grandfather's estate.
Lead the way.
Okay.
That is
Thanks.
if everyone's done here.
Yeah, Fang is going to call a carriage because he's not walking that distance.
There are plenty of carriages that go back and forth between the academy and Cliff Shield. With 2 lore bards on your side, you can easily talk someone into taking you back to Cliff Shield. So you will arrive back at Cliff Shield to Zai's grandfather's estate, forever now being known as Gorgon? Gogrin? Gogrin? I named him and I can't pronounce it. So you find yourself back at Gogrin's estate, where Zai is from, and it is over here.
Is this his grandfather on his mother's side or his father's
It
side?
is on his mother's side. Zai's last name is Zindwick. Zai Zindwick.
Oh, ZZ Top. Is Zai gonna have a dope ass beard and play guitar?
Eventually.
He's still in his shell right now.
On the way back, I will explain to people what I found out in the restricted section. It's possible we can actually avoid fighting Moloch entirely and bind him to an item or weapon, just like they did with Talos. Or
Well,
Talos
if
several years
souls-
ago.
If souls are worth money and we know where Talos is, why don't we just sell Talos?
Because I'd rather not mess with 2 deity adjacent things.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Giving possible alternatives to a battle with an immensely powerful foe.
So is Zai going to introduce us to his grandfather, or is he busy with the council, or...
When you get there, his grandfather is not present.
Okay.
Yes, he's often not home. I believe he is actually, funnily enough, over near the academy.
Are they odd?
Yes, well, you see, his job is to keep the temples from overstepping their bounds. They tend to like to force people into worship.
What manner of temples do you have here?
Well, with them being so far away from the city, to keep them out of the what was a very flooded city at the time when they were built, not many people go there anymore. And so they're constantly trying to recruit people, if you will. They even tried to take a young lady that was seen as some sort of surrogate to be their motivator, if you will, to try and get people to come into their temple. But no one ever knew what happened to that young lady. She disappeared and was never heard from again.
Unfortunately, that's all too common with women.
I am
Yes.
looking pointedly away at this conversation.
So my grandfather, mostly stays over in that area nowadays to better keep an eye on what the priests of the temple are attempting to coerce people into.
What deity are these temples dedicated to?
One moment. There is the temple of Tyre, the temple of Mashakala.
Marsha?
No, not Marsha. Dang it, Marsha.
Mishakal is what that temple is
Yes.
of.
Bahamut.
What?
Yes, there is a temple of Bahamut over there.
Can you show me exactly where?
Yes, it's the one with the giant platinum dragon.
No, point on the map, please.
Oh, it's not in Cliffshield. They're over near the academy.
And you're saying that they coerced people into doing things?
Them, along with other temples, have coerced people into joining and giving of their wealth and time.
Was any investigation done?
Yes, that is what my grandfather does. That is why he resides over there more often now. To try
show
and
me
keep
his
those
findings.
things. Well, I told you of the young girl that was that is the most recent and most prominent offense of theirs.
Yes. Where's his study?
His study.
Yes, we're in his house. His study must be here. There must be records, documents. Complete investigation.
Well, yes. This way, if you insist. And he will take you to his grandfather's study. There are bookshelves with lots of books on them. There's a simple desk that doesn't have much on it. It looks like a lot of his personal effects have been taken to his other homestead closer to the temples. But Zai will go over and pull out a book from where the investigation on the young half-elf girl that was thought to be an Aasimar was tried. They tried to take her and force her to be something that she didn't want to be. But it was mainly the temple of Mashakala that was trying to do this, although the Temple of Bahamut was also part of the investigation.
Does it list which figureheads were interviewed or under suspicion?
Yes, it lists a couple of the priests from each. One of the priests from the Platinum Dragon Temple was tried and found guilty of coercion. In this and a few other cases, and is currently residing in the island of their mass incarceration, found in the ocean grave. Doo-ba-doo. Down here.
Ah. So justice was served after all.
Yes.
Is there a temple to Tamora there or not?
There is not. Tamora has not made a big staple over here in Takaloon.
Okay.
There are pockets of people that come in and out, but most of them are wanderers and drifters, much like Rezo.
Gotcha. By the way, what are the chances I could get the other hat I found here in Cliff Shield?
Here in Cliff Shield, your chances are a lot better. Oh. I hate you.
Is that Dark Helmet?
Pretty close.
If I can get this over here.
And if so, what would the cost on something like that be?
So for a helmet such as that, it can be crafted. They don't have anything like that in stock, because who's that crazy? But you can find a local artisan that Zai will give you recommendations for, that can craft it and have it ready for you in the morning. And it'll be about 25 gold pieces.
Could I get it made from leather and cut the cost down?
You would have to go to a different place, but yes, you can. And it would be about 5 gold. And they could have it ready for you in a couple of hours.
How about straw? I don't got a lot to work with here.
Paper mache.
I feel like we did the Three Little Pigs, but in reverse.
I also have a disguise kit if you would like me to use it on you.
Wait, do I actually have?
And I will do that for free.
How about a paper bag?
Basically, I just need to not be blue in the face all the time. I mean,
Oh my
I can make you
goodness.
turquoise.
that would not particularly be as effective as I would hope.
I can also disguise you in other ways, though.
My service to Tamora has been kind of lacking in the giving me prestidigitation, so as helpful as that would be. Okay.
Hey, Masters, can I buy a
Yes.
cloak?
Absolutely. What kind of cloak are you looking for?
Just a normal traveling one. Oh, just didn't quite feel right with that one.
Oh, right, because you gave yours back to Neil. Let's see here.
Wait. Would a Jester's cloak ever be like in a shop window or anything like that?
What, a what cloak?
A Jester's cloak? Or anything that's very patchwork and colorful?
Oh yeah, you can definitely find some very colorful cloaks.
Silas would take the one that's the most mismatched and odd.
Okay.
Is there like a magic store here?
Absolutely. Although it is getting rather late as your travel from Angel Cliff. Dadgummit. From the academy,
Yes.
Angel Cliff is a completely different place. So your travel from the academy took you about 6 hours, right? Yeah. So it is getting rather late. Most shops are starting to close.
Okay.
But if you had something that was quick, like a cloak or
I
a
wanted to
helmet
sell
that you
the
want to
ship.
keep degrading.
Actually, I
What
do
about
have a.
skin? You have a helmet made of skin.
I do. I say I do
Irony.
actually. I do have a shield here that is just a base shield. Would I be able to sell that and then use the money from it to buy my helmet?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Nobody wants your used junk.
Well, that's unfortunate. Okay.
Let's see here.
Come on, Rezo. We can buy you things tomorrow.
I'll just go with the hood on my cloak and hope it works out.
Okay, so that cloak is going to cost you about 7 gold.
No, I
Got
already
it.
have. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, for Silas, not for you.
Yeah. I already have one.
Easy, done.
Alrighty. You now have a cloak that looks like it was put together with a bunch of different scrap pieces they had. And it's there is no pattern for the shapes. There is no uniformity to it at all. There's only a couple of colors that appear more than twice. But it is well constructed and by your eyes the most colorful thing you've ever seen.
I'm getting a migraine just looking at it.
Yes.
I do not see
The-
what you mean.
See, it includes a seizure
Very-
warning.
It's
That's because you're wearing it. You don't have to look at it.
Colorful. That's all I can say about it, I think.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
Well, we can stay at the mansion, right?
Yes, you can. There are guest rooms that you guys will have to bunk up with one another, but there are enough rooms for everyone, and a big enough bed for Zai to sleep in.
Bunk up.
About what time is it?
It's about an hour past sundown.
Okay. Is it possible to catch Silas in private? Either while we're back at the mansion and everyone's doing something there, or
That's up to Silas,
while
but
we're on the streets.
but yes, there are plenty of places where you guys can have a private conversation.
Am I able to find Silas?
Yeah, do you want to be hiding? You can generally be with the group the majority of the time, so we don't pull them apart.
Yeah, he finally rolled his first stealth roll.
Oh no. I don't have
Yeah,
great
see if you can hide with that ugly cloak.
Well, it's 3.
Nope, you cannot.
Yeah, I'll pull Silas aside as we get back to the front of the manor. I
Yes.
do you want to find perhaps a better place to eat around here rather than at the manor? Uh, it's
Sure.
kind of off the cuff, but
Do
I
we not
thought
just eat all together?
um a celebration. I don't really admit it very much, but my the day I was born just recently passed, and some people consider that an important date. And I don't really like parties all too much.
So,
So I thought maybe find a decent place, relax a little bit away from whatever Fang has planned for destroying the manor.
yeah? Probably I figured we'd all just be around a fire or something like we normally do.
Uh, have you never been to a restaurant?
Oh, what?
Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Would you mind following me for a second?
Why do I feel like you're gonna bring me into an alley or something?
Even if I did, uh, you really, are you really afraid of someone you can easily, overpower?
I bet you have a lot of magic. It would take
I
more
do.
than me.
And you have a lot of, things that make me completely useless.
Alright, so what is this restaurant?
It's a place, most people who have lived in towns or cities, well, more cities, go to eat. Typically, it's a little bit upper upper class. Very good food.
Why does people not just eat at home?
It's for special occasions, or they want to flaunt something. Um, yeah.
We'll lead the way, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to walk up to, if I see like a passing guard or like a patrol of guards, I'll walk up to them.
Okay.
Hello. I'm new in town. Are there any good places to eat?
Good places to eat, you say?
Yeah.
Yes. There are quite a few of those places. Let's see. What kind of food are you interested in?
Um, are there any places that make food like from the continent across the ocean?
Oh, from Pasheron. Of course there is. Of
Yeah.
course. Yes. So you want to go down this here road, about 3 or 4 streets down, and take a right. And there's a lovely place called the Vintage Fable. I think they'll have exactly what you're looking for.
Thank you very much.
Had a day?
I will lead/drag Silas along.
Alrighty. You guys make your way down, following his directions. You can see that the area you're in is very, very well kept and well maintained. The grass is nice and short. There are no weeds anywhere. There are ornamental looking plants and trees and bushes, all in perfect order. There are even street lamps to light your way. You eventually find your way to the Vintage Fable. There's a lovely sign out front, and underneath where it says the Vintage Fable, it says originally from Angel Cliff.
I will open the door and lead the way in.
All right. So you walk in, and it's a little bit cleaner than a normal tavern that you would have been in. There are waiters and waitresses running around, waiting on people, filling up their drinks, making sure that everything is looking good. But it's a very laid-back atmosphere. It's you wouldn't feel out of place even with your multicolored cloak coming in here. And you can find an open table and have a seat. Yes, so just the two of you? Is there... What could I start you with?
Do you have any of the wines from Angel Cliff?
Of course we do. Best wine in all the land. I'll go get you a bottle.
Thank
And they leave.
So, Chloe, we'll come here to eat,
Yes.
but we can't sleep here.
No. Odd, I know, for the places we normally go to. I don't really know what to equate it to, really. Without coming off as a little bit insulting, which I don't want to do.
At the most inopportune time, the waitress returns with a bottle of Angel Cliff's finest. Here you are. It's a decent year. Let me open it up for you. And she reaches and pops the cork and lets it sit for a little while and sits it on your table. I'll be back in a moment to pour your glasses.
Thank you.
And we don't drink from the bottom.
No, she'll pour it into the glasses, and then we drink from that.
Why have they
Okay.
added so many steps to this?
Because it's supposed to be refined and a rarity for people who aren't upper class, for them to experience what living upper class is like. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I mean, we're adventurers, so it's a lot.
And in the middle of this sentence, she walks right up and takes the bottle of wine and starts pouring it into each of your glasses. Have you put any thought into what you would like to eat tonight?
Yes, actually. Could I be started with a fresh salad?
Of course, of course. And for you, sir?
I'd really like to roast the ration biscuit for about 5 minutes on the fire, if you could do that.
I'm sorry, sir.
Some smoked meat for him.
Yes, of course. And she backs away slowly and turns around and heads into the kitchen.
Do they not roast the biscuit?
Typically, no. Rations are an adventuring food that we have for quick meals on the road. This is a longer, more extended, relaxing meal.
Oh, so like they've just recently completed a hunt.
I suppose. Kind of. Yes. I'm not sure
Oh.
exactly what
Hashtag
that
timing.
means.
A few moments later, she comes back out with your salad and a piece of. It's a very small piece of smoked meat that barely looks like it was worth bringing out. Here you are. And could I go ahead and get your entree prepared?
Yes, if I could have the sautéed meat and rice with a little bit of basil, not rosemary.
Perfect. And for you, sir.
I guess what she's having.
Two of that, I will bring it right out. Enjoy your appetizers. And she will leave.
Clive, I think I'm beginning to see why you left the city. They don't really feed you here.
It's an appetizer. It's for before the meal. It's
So is this like the bottle and I can't eat this either? I have to
no.
wait for the
This you
next
do. This you do want to eat. And I will take a sip of the wine finally.
Okay.
Um,
And Silas, I don't know that you've ever had this kind of meat, but it's like a smoked duck. It's very, very tender. Almost melts in your mouth as soon as you put it in there. But there's a little bit of a chewiness that you probably don't find to your liking.
I mean, it's very different from troll jerky.
it is. But again, the jerky is kept for quite a while. I assume I don't know really about the process of making jerky beyond it's just out and dry.
You know, I can see why you probably lived in the city. So, why did you drag me out here? And not.
Because I was going to do this anyway, and I didn't want to be alone in this city.
Fair. I would probably get lost as well.
And about this time, she walks up to your table. Is everything going all right?
Oh yes, very much so.
Great, great. Your entree will be out momentarily. Thank you.
Between you and me, I'm just gonna let you deal with her. She doesn't seem to like me very much.
You do give off a very rugged sort of exterior, which Angel Cliff didn't really like too much.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
So, you
But-
from Angel Cliff? Since you seem to know all this stuff so well.
I am.
What's it like there?
For most people, or for me?
Why not both?
For most people, it is a very beautiful city. Most important buildings are made out of chiseled marble. The temples stand high above everything else. Large open-air markets almost twice a week, I believe. Unless they've changed that recently. Very crowded when the markets are in town.
And here you are. It's your entrees. Is everything to your liking?
No, very much so. And I will slide over my empty salad plate.
Here, let me take that for you. And
Thank you.
are you finished with yours as well?
I think so.
All right, I'll take that for you as well. And before she leaves, she will top off both of your drinks with the bottle and set it back on the table.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city from looking in, but I guess it was that for me for a while, until, well, until the church tried to control me. Then I understood why it was so pretty. The best things to look at often have the worst secrets. That's why I don't trust Sai. I think he's too nice. I think
You think everyone's too nice.
me?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean, hell, you wanted to kill Renzo when he first came.
That's because I very much dislike people associated with the church.
No, you dislike nice people. I'm sure you dislike we're good people.
About this time, the waitress comes over and puts a little script on your table. Here's the bill. Feel free to pay it when you're ready.
Thank you. How much is it?
About 15 gold.
I will.
The bottle of wine was 5 gold alone.
Yeah. I'll put the 15 gold down in like 5 minutes ish. Yeah. I don't distrust. Well, it's not that I don't like. I have a hard time trusting people who are far too nice to me. And those very closely tied with holy institutions. But I don't dislike rugged people. In fact, those are generally the people that I've found tend to be the most upfront and truly honest. The party I ran with before, well, I was with them for maybe a week or so, was people that were just down on their luck. Mostly honest people. Just looking to clean up a couple problems before they'd find another avenue of work. And they were probably the best people I've been with, besides you guys.
You sure we don't want to burn down Cliff? Or Angel Cliff?
I'm not sure it would be wise.
Sorry, no. So far, that's been our standard operation.
I understand.
Quite literally in the last case.
So what happened to these people?
They got their gold. They went their separate ways. A couple of them wanted to be wandering traders. One of them just wanted to be an apprentice to a blacksmith. I'm not sure where though. He didn't talk very much. It was much more of a, we've got a set list of jobs to do. This is what we'll get paid for them. We're going to do them together because it's safer.
Doesn't seem too nice.
It was great, actually. Not having people look at you differently for what they wanted you to be. Instead,
It
just
doesn't
seeing
seem
you.
like you can really trust those people. Because as soon as it wasn't safer for you to be with them, they're gone.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that money is always a bad motivator. I'm sure that people, everyone's people. I don't know.
I mean, I only knew them for a week before they had made enough, but
Yeah.
by then I had made enough to move on and move further west. I haven't settled
West or
down
east?
for east.
The other west.
I was never good at geography. I don't. I don't know if I'll ever. I don't know. Having a home is, I guess, a foreign concept to me now. I mean, the solarium is nice. I have my little corner. But
Oh, well. I'm still not used to sleeping underground.
yeah,
Oh no, for us we just don't stop.
are you?
Mhm.
I don't know how to say this.
Well,
Are
say
you?
it.
Are you happy with where you are now? I know you're conflicted about not leaving with your tribe. But are you
Well, honestly, I don't
happy
know.
with the group?
I mean, I'm not dissatisfied with it. There's no one I don't get along with. Everything's just very odd right now.
That's one step closer. I heard somebody talking about DNA earlier. They said it was pretty good.
It's,
Mom too.
my entire life I've lived in the same area. Same 10, 20, 30 miles. I know all the mountains, know all the cracks, all the crevices, every rock.
Are these like, is this like a jam band?
And now I've been dragged from one place to another, from 1 hour to the next fight, to the next sleep. I mean, I guess Sev was right. He said traveling and all that with his brother changed him, changed how he saw the world. And now, I don't think I want to go back. They're hardly even recognized. No. The town has weird memories now.
That's how I feel. I thought I had a home once I left Angel Cliff and the academy. But even that was too good to be true. But I think I'm satisfied with where I'm at now.
I don't
At
know
least
where
I
I'm at
know
right now. At least what?
At least I know everyone here likes me for me, and not for what I could be.
I don't know, I kind of like the sheep. Come on, don't glare at me like that.
All right. Has the waitress come to take the bill yet?
No, she sees it on the table and she's just letting you finish off your meal. Would you like to get her attention?
Yeah, I will.
Yes. Is there anything else I could do?
No, I think we're just about done here. This was a great meal.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. Angel Cliff's finest.
That it is.
Is the wine bottle empty?
I don't know. Is the wine bottle empty?
I mean, we've only barely drank any of my wine, so I assume we probably have only poured at least like 3 bottles or 3 glasses of wine. So, I mean, there should be some left in there.
Yeah, probably. You guys haven't
So-
drunk anymore.
Seth is gonna grab the ball. So, I'll show me this ocean you promised. Since the last one apparently didn't count.
The last one was cold.
And this one's different.
And as I get up, I will. I'll toss down another 15 gold as a tip. This was enjoyable.
Well, thank you, sir. Have a lovely evening.
Sir!
Ma'am! Ma'am! That was a Freudian slip right there.
And I will slowly lead Silas to the ocean. If other people want to go now while we're in transit, you guys can. I don't want to hog the RP.
No, that's okay. I've been enjoying it.
Yes, it's been very good RP.
Best date I've been on in years.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad, man. That's sad. Come on.
They have been on ever.
Well, now I'm just depressed.
Listen, our thing wasn't working hard enough.
I was Brachion tried to find some books on history and lore in the mansion, and was reading them. And if you find something out, you can tell me. Otherwise, just
Zai has plenty of books for you to peruse through. Most of them are on the quote-unquote monster races. So you find lots of books on ogres and goblins and dragonborns and tieflings and just
yes, everybody bully the tiefling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elves.
They are not monstrous. They are complex, layered individuals.
And Zai agrees
Like
wholeheartedly.
ogres and onions.
I'd like to memorize the information.
Not a problem.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, we need to get a party up in here because the old man's away, the mansion's empty. Let's get something moving.
Okay. If Feng is saying that to Brecken's like, okay, no problem, and she's gonna start preparing the ritual for legend lore.
What? No, Zai, call your friends over.
I don't have any friends.
Now, I'm extremely sad. First, Rezo said the thing about the date. Now, you said the thing about the friends. Silas is a virgin. Brachion is a nerd. Y'all dragging me down.
Dragon. I get it.
Alright, who wants to kill the DM?
Oh.
Hey, Brambles does that to me like 10 times every Friday session.
The bear thing.
Yes, the bear thing.
But yeah, that was it. I tried and failed. They're all lame.
Do we actually want to cast Legend Lore? You know, because we're getting the spell slot back anyway.
Yes.
Do it.
Okay. What are you casting it on?
So, since only Fang... Well, who's in the mansion? Everybody except
Everybody except for Silas and
Calliope.
Calliope.
So, Fang, Rezo, Zai, what do you think the first item should be?
I don't think I react.
I'm starting to notice that too.
Perhaps a 3D chain, since we know most about it.
Did we actually
Don't you need
collect
to
that?
touch the item?
No. Here you go.
Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known.
Since we are in the area and we did come down here almost specifically to get that, sure, let's start with that.
And we know more about it because the more you know about the item, the more specific it becomes. Whatever lore comes to mind.
Well, we know its general location, so that's a good thing.
We know its general location, yeah. And that it's been in association with the slave traders that captured the...
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'd like to cast it on the Ifriti chain.
Okay. So you lay out the ritual. You spend 10 minutes setting up all of the incense around. Do you have ivory straps worth 50 gold pieces each?
God damn it, no I don't. Can I have retroactively read the spell fully and...
Yes, mark off another 175 gold for each ritual. So if you wanted to get both,
No,
be,
they're not consumed. The incense is
Oh, it's-
consumed. Ivory
okay.
strip is...
got it. So yeah, 175 gold.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you set up the the ritual with all of the ingredients,
Yes.
and you call out the name of the Euphrates the Euphrates chain.
I'd like to know about that too.
And you
Yes.
sit there and 10 minutes of chanting and letting the incense pour over you. You focus on the Euphrates chain, and you learn stuff about it. Let's see here.
I get high and think I know things about the 3D chain.
I smoke weed and know
It's
things.
250 bucks worth of weed, yes. I am almost on the elemental plane. I can learn directly from the makers.
You're in the border ethereal.
Yes. I can learn from the makers, guys. I can ask them questions.
Can we do an investigation check of what this incense is made of?
He's hotboxing the entire manor.
I guarantee you it's Fey Leaf.
All right, so you start focusing on this the Euphrates chain.
Yes.
And you almost get a vision, but it's in like word form that your brain extrapolates and gives you pretty pictures because that's the way your brain works. And so you see very, very thick, callous hands molding each link of this very tediously, but very expertly. And they are hammering it and hammering it and hammering it. And it is... you start to see the image of an ancient dwarf who has taken this metal that he has gathered out of the ground and is finally crafting the Euphrates chain. And he holds it up when he's finished with it, and you see the entirety of the Euphrates chain. And he lays it down, and he goes and gets a priest of Gond and an enchanter friend of his that looks mysteriously a lot like Joroth. Though it's not Joroth.
All dwarf wizards look like Joroth. This is now confirmed.
I'm thinking we
Cut
should.
and paste.
I'm thinking we should start looking into whether or not there's some sort of secret cloning ring going on around here because this is getting
They're all
creepy.
simulacrums.
Listen, it's just a large family tree, okay?
It's not a family tree, it's a family reed. They're all the same.
This suddenly makes a lot more sense considering the origin of the DM.
Wait, what? Rude.
Hey, it's all family in Alabama.
Hey, you hush your mouth. My cousin Uncle Mama is not happy with what you just said. Anyways, so the three of these dwarves surround the chain, and the priest starts blessing the chain while speaking prayers to Gond, and the wizard is enchanting the chain, and the craftsman is forming the chain's final pieces and assembling it together. And you see a beam come down from the heavens and almost lift the chain up on its own. And it is imbued with the power of Gond, giving it its magical properties.
Okay.
That's what you learn.
Got it.
And I think I've given you guys all of the information on it already in a handout. I'm going to look for that now.
So, Brachion, what did you learn?
Oh, dude, there was this guy, and he was smashing the chain.
Brachion becomes Silas. Oh, dude.
Brachion is high for the night.
I have not given you the information on it, but you now have the information on it.
Oh, look, we could have used that for the lava.
Yep.
That is not at all what I expected that to look like.
I'm happy with my high spell. I mean, kind of useless, but very fun.
I like how this one specifically points out that it has quilted fabric underneath to prevent chafing.
Hey,
Yes,
it was
because it
expertly
makes you-
designed.
It makes you immune to fire, but nothing takes care of chainmail chafing quite like the delicate feel of fabric.
It's sheep's wool, actually.
I thought that's
You
what a
would know.
gambeson was for.
So, Brachion, what did you learn?
Brachion is high. He's not even paying attention. He's looking for munchies.
What was the point of the spell? Zai, what the hell happened?
I mean, he did everything correctly. He learned of the law of the Euphrates chain.
Which is?
It was crafted by 3 master dwarves.
How does that help us?
No one ever said that the spell was useful.
Mages. We could have all gotten drunk and high with a party, not with a stupid spell.
I did. I don't know what your problem is. I'm heavy. I don't know what you're doing with your night.
Okay, so while they're doing this ritual, what's Calliope and Silas doing?
I'm going to take Silas outside of the city a little bit,
Okay.
so we're not like near the like shady docks area.
Yep.
Be somewhere around this area.
Okay.
And I'm going to take him to the ocean.
Okay.
I still don't see why we had to have glasses for this bottle.
Well, be aware that you're not technically at the ocean,
It's close enough.
though it is seawater.
We're at a bay or a gulf. It's going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but it's quote unquote refined.
So as you stand there, even though it's night, you feel a warm breeze coming off the ocean as the waves crash up on the not really sandy area, as you guys are standing almost in a field. So the waves are crashing up against it. It's a lot like beaches in Panama City. If you've ever been there.
Yes.
And the warm water or the warm air coming off of the waves, the smell of salt, a little bit of sulfur smell, but it's very sinus opening.
Silas opening?
Sinus?
He knows what he said.
This is much more the water that I'm used to.
I mean, same. Fine, actually smells normal.
I think. What was that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spectrum strikes again.
Ah, shit, why?
There you go. You're back.
Hey, so I just have to curse and we're good. So, we just go in, right?
We can. I never really went swimming in the ocean. I used to come to the ocean because it was calm, away from the hassles of the city.
It seems rather loud right now.
Calm in a different sense. There wasn't really anyone around. I had a place that was hidden by dunes. It was somewhere I could be without any expectations. Somewhere to just relax. I don't really know how to describe it beyond that. But if you'd
I think
like
I
to-
understand what you mean.
if you'd like to swim, I guess I can join you.
Alright. That's what we can strip.
Do you?
Yes. What club, huh?
Uh, right. Maybe swimming's not the best idea, because I remember I don't have any bathers on me.
Or bathers.
Clothes you wear that can get wet, without you worrying
Or-
about them.
You people wear clothes inside the water.
Yes!
Why?
Improper, isn't it? To not wear clothes?
No. Clappy, the body is a body. As long as you're not fondling the person next to you, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. I...
Okay, you can stay on the beach, feel your serenity. So that's what we'll begin to get in the water. Calliope, I thought you said this stuff was warm.
Yes, as you step into the water, it is considerably colder than you would expect.
Calliope, where's
Oh.
the steam and all that?
Those are hot springs, Silas.
Yes.
This is an ocean.
As we
So-
have said, you have said this stuff is warm.
Warm is a relative thing. It's warmer than the shit that was up at... Not shit, it was still... It's warmer
Aye.
than the water that was up at White Fang.
Yes, and
It's
it's
not
still
going to-
cold water to me.
It's not going...
How you people swim in this? And you slowly trudge out. Calliope, how do you swim with all these waves?
You'd go beyond where they're breaking.
Where? What?
We can come back in the morning after
me a
I buy
strength
some
save.
bathers.
God, fine, I hate the ocean.
Roll me a strength save.
Okay. Oh, hell yeah, rip currents already.
Oh god, please fail.
So you find yourself fighting against the undertow of the current as the waves begin to push and pull. But you haven't gone out deep enough to where you can't touch the bottom, so you just bare your feet into the sand underneath and start slowly making your way back to shore.
God, it feels like I'm being jostled by the giants.
Well, it's a lot of water that's being moved.
Right, why is it moving?
The gods, I guess. You think I know? I don't know everything.
You hear a voice in the distance. It's actually the moon.
Who the fuck are you?
Just a nearby fisherman. Continue your date.
The disturbing part was that fisherman watched Silas strip down.
Yes, I was thinking the exact same.
Without a word.
What is the fisherman's name?
Oh, what's his backstory? Does he have a family?
Gabby Sauce. His name was Gabby Sauce.
Class is just gonna collapse on the beach. Are the stars out? Masters.
Let's find out, shall we?
Ooh.
Let's see here. Yes, there are stars out. The sky is absolutely clear. The moon is just faded from full. It's little almost half moon.
I'll walk up, still looking away from Silas, and then just sit down. Maybe the ocean's not for everyone.
The ocean is terrible. It's cold and it moves. It's angry all the time. Alright, so I tried to play a game with Rezo, but apparently he's not very good at games. Do you see all
What
the
was the game?
stars above us?
Yes.
So me and Nil had a game when we were sitting inside the hot springs about what did the many-eyed beast see. And every star you see in the sky is one of its eyes. So you would ask the other person, what does the many-eyed beast see? The other person would have to tell you a story. I wasn't very good at it when we started, but you know, I'll somehow pass the time.
Okay. So, what does the many-eyed beast see?
Sees a goblin in the woods that has lost its pack and is surrounded by wolves. And yet has still found stones to throw, things to hide in, and places to go. What does the many-eyed beast see?
I think it sees a child, frightened and alone, lost in a field of green with trees far in the distance, crying as it hears owls, but they're not wolves. His family's dogs who have caught his scent, coming to bring him home.
I think know what the boy just told us. She always said mine were too dark. She always said they have to have a happy ending.
Stories don't always have to have a happy ending. For example, the many-eyed beast might see underwater. There's a school of fish. Some are weak, some are strong. The weak ones bleeding bring about larger fish, sharks, coming to call the herd. And as the fish swim away, the weaker ones are left behind, defenseless. Food for the food chain.
Lively water sharks.
big fish with lots of teeth and anger problems.
God.
Basically goblins of the sea.
Ooh. Yeah, they steal stuff as well.
No, not typically. Unless you're a fisherman, then they can steal whatever you have on the hook.
Weird goblins of the sea.
It's the closest thing I could think of.
Well, I've been thinking.
Yes, it's always the dangerous thing.
Should we build our home instead of looking for it? I think we've started with Solarium, but I think we could do more.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You always said you wanted a place not to be judged. You have found several of those places in your life. Why not make those better? Make those places where you want to stay.
I don't think I'm very good at making places better. Anywhere I've stayed for an extended period of time, bad things have happened to either myself or those around me. I don't want to hurt people.
Isn't that how life progresses? That bad things happen and good things happen.
And more bad things happen than good things. It's difficult to It's just difficult.
I'm sorry for that.
It's not your fault. I think right now the many-eyed beast is looking down at two people on a beach. Close, but not quite touching. Both very confused about who they are, what they're meant to do, and where they need to go to get to where they feel they'll belong. And I think they're both afraid, but they're both hopeful because they know they have people they can rely on. And even if those people that they rely on fail them, they'll have each other.
What are they afraid of?
The future and what it holds. Both for different reasons, but they're united by common feelings.
Well, I'm gonna do 2 stupid things. You still have the bottle.
Of wine?
Yeah.
Yes, I put it in my backpack.
Cool. Let me see it real quick.
We'll hand over the bottle of wine.
Takes a swig. Alright, so the first stupid thing is this. He'll kiss Calliope.
Calliope will fall back on the sand immediately.
And the second stupid thing is I'm gonna go back in the ocean.
What am I supposed to think of that?
Rakion, cue
Make what
music.
you will.
What was that?
Cue music.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Okay, yes. Yes, go ahead. I only have a little cutout.
Silas!
What? The ocean is so cold, by the way.
That might be a good thing right now.
Calliope's just grabbing handfuls of sand. Telekinesis on Silas. Subtle spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Silas, make a strength saving throw versus Calliope's DC.
Which is 17.
Got it.
It
That's
fails.
15.
I will lift Silas up and, looking away slightly, bring him back to shore.
Oh, you're one of those magic casters I see. I'll be leaving now.
I'll let him go when he's like right in front of Calliope.
Yes, Calliope. As you have saved me from the angry ocean.
We shouldn't leave the others. I'm worried about how badly they'll destroy the house.
Also, how do I get the rest of this stuff off me? It's sticking everywhere.
I don't have any spells that'll do that. I have Mage Hand.
Yes, please scrub him with Mage Hand.
I'm gonna. Mage Hand is not concentration, so I'm going to subtle spell a Mage Hand and just, without looking at him, just brush like around his chest and back and just try to brush all the sand off.
Alright, stop. The burns. Fine. He's just gonna mold earth and shoot it all off him.
Ah.
Yes. Now, where do you put my clothes?
They're back where you left them. I didn't touch your clothes.
Surprising. I'll go and get dressed again. Yeah?
Calliope's fists are clenched.
So, should we see how Fang has destroyed the house?
Yes. That's... I'll walk up and put my arm like around Silas's. Let's go back. Thank you for indulging me.
Yeah. Restaurants are weird.
Maybe when we go back to White Fang, you can take me to one of those hot springs.
I don't know of any near Wi-Fi.
Well, we're not too far from where you lived.
This time I'll make sure you have your clothes that you get wet.
I'll buy some in the morning. But I've only got these and the heavy ones that I got from White Fang.
Okay, so you guys make your way back to the estate. The guards
Calliope
recognize
is
you and let
blushing
you
the
in.
entire way.
The guards recognize you and let you in. And you meet up with the rest of your party.
Calliope, Silas, help. Brachion cast a spell, and then he made armor out of meat, and he kept on ordering all the food, and I don't know what that means. Then he started reading the books, and then he started to make them flap and fly, saying that knowledge was transcendent, and it was awful, and he's not stopping.
Sounds like the mage has gone insane. Alright, give me a sec. You'll summon his sword.
No, 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 no. I've got a better idea. And I will walk up to Brachion, turn the ring of spell storing inward, and then just backhand him across the face.
Ow! And Brachion is gonna use prestidigitation to make like colorful smoke in Calliope's hand. Start running towards nearest door and use thaumaturgy to have it like fly open and run away.
Can I banish him before he does that?
Okay, roll a charisma saving throw. You
Yes!
fail.
Okay, you have 1 minute to figure out what you're gonna do with me.
So he cast the spell, and then he said there were 3 guys. And then he stopped, and then chaos happened.
Wait, Fang,
Oh.
did it read your mind?
No, it just said there were 3 guys with the Afridi
Right.
chain.
That's
Alright.
not your head.
No.
Let's first get in the way of where he was going, so he can't get away.
Okay.
And then I don't know, maybe get him into his bed and lock the door with whoever's sleeping with him. I don't know who's bunking with who.
Speaking of sleeping
Not
with
it.
him, Silas, is there sand on your clothes?
No, I thought I molded it all off. Oh shit, you're right, it's right there. So, you'll mold earth again and take it off. Yeah, me and Calliope went to the beach to see the ocean, which is
I
very
see.
angry, by the way.
And what did the many-eyed beast see?
Let's see. How do you know that?
You are the one who said it during the conversation with Rezo, were you not?
Or what you were asleep
Yes, with Rezo alone. Were you listening, Fang?
I was up on watch as well.
He was.
I entirely thought it was just me and Rezo.
for. I did too.
I completely failed my check.
Oh, that's probably why we didn't know you were there. We failed our checks too.
What does
Let's
the
see.
room look like?
Sorry?
Your banishment room is literally just a gray square.
Brachion is sad. It's boring.
Okay. A minute passes and Brachion appears where he was running. And did anybody get in the direction where he was going?
12, please. Okay, it's gonna be spell number 10 on my spell list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I cast Flame Growth.
I'm
as a
counterspelling that.
Oh god.
What level is plant growth?
3.
Okay, good. You're not growing any more weed, Brachion.
Why didn't I think of that earlier? If it was 12, it would have been Dimension Door. Oh no, 12 would be Polymorph. 11 is Dimension Door.
Oh lord.
Yeah, and what are you doing, Silas?
I'm gonna pick him up by the collar.
You can't do that. He's only 5'5".
Listen, alright? He will tend to anyways. So, Rick, I need you to try acrobatics.
Yeah, Silas very much has a hold of you.
Kind of.
Okay.
So, what room are we putting him in?
One of the guest rooms, this way. And Zai will lead you to one of the guest rooms that's on the smaller side, no windows. This should be a good place for him for the night. It's strange.
Can I just,
The incense I generally use doesn't have that effect on me. What are they selling at that academy?
Yes, it was purchased at a college. It is quite suspect.
Did Brachion, like, go behind the dorms and meet some guy in an alley?
$800 worth of weed.
Now, in fairness, it might just be because it's a tiefling and it reacts differently. We don't know. Maybe.
You actually might be right about that. I have a book. Let me go look at it.
at which point, Brachion's getting shoved into the closet.
Fang cannot wait till he gets out.
He's getting.
Boo.
As he's getting.
Boo.
Sorry, I couldn't stop myself.
As Brachion is being shoved into a closet, he will yell, "My munchies!"
Helga, if you don't mind, please, don't let him out, but give him any food he requires.
It's a shame we couldn't do this to the giants. That would be incredibly effective and make them completely useless in battle.
But we have more.
Fang, I believe that is a war crime.
No gassing your opponent.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yep.
So
I will
there's what,
save you.
3 rooms?
There are 3 more rooms. Yes.
Okay.
And then Zai has his own room.
Mm-hmm.
But the master bedroom is open.
For one of us.
Technically, although
Ooh,
I wish you wouldn't.
Grandfather.
Ah, you're right.
Yes, yes.
Well, I'll turn towards Silas. And that's why we had to hurry home.
Look, you knew something, clapping.
Maybe the many-eyed beast speaks through me.
I don't like that sentence.
Calliope was the many-eyed beast all along.
Okay, so, you guys going to bed for the night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys get your long rest in. Everybody give me perception checks.
Do I get one?
Yes, at
I
disadvantage.
feel like I shouldn't get one. Okay. Yes. That's good.
You all rolled extremely poorly. Nothing
Thank you.
happens. I just wanted to see if you would roll well. So you all get your long rest in, and the day is yours. What do you wish to do?
I suppose we should check in with the harbor master.
Yes, we should see if our boat's ready.
Okay. You guys head down to the docks. And,
Wait, who let Brachion out of the closet? Is he still in there?
Yeah, I'm
go
still
check.
in there.
We'll be at the door and I'll just go, gotta let him out. I will walk back and let Brachion out of his closet.
Okay.
You doing better now?
What happened?
You cast
Wow.
the ritual, and then went bloody off the walls.
I feel so heavy. Oh,
Yes,
God.
I did some research, and it appears Rezo may have been onto something. Though your physiology is similar to humans, your infernal background may have reacted strangely to the herbs you purchased.
I'll keep that in mind. And
Yes,
I will tell everybody
next time
the
do it maybe in an open area, not in a closed room.
I will tell everybody about the vision.
So, what did we learn?
That it was forged by 3 dwarven fellas. One of them was a priest of Gond, and the other one was a sage who surprisingly looks a lot like Joroth. And that some divine blessing was done on it, as while it was finished.
Okay, what's its location?
No idea.
It being moved quite recently might have something to do with that. I'm not sure how far back Legend Lore cuts off.
All the way back.
Yes,
which is what I
you're-
got. Yeah.
You're learning about the legend of the item,
Oh,
not
you
its
see how?
placement in
Yes. Yeah.
the plane.
I just don't understand how magic works.
I don't either, Fang.
Said the arcane, or so the Eldritch Knight.
Listen,
I
there's a
know,
reason
that's-
he only uses Firebolt.
It's not all I know.
Okay, so you guys, after letting Brachion out, make your way to the docks. After speaking with a couple of people, you find the harbor master. Yes, what can I do for you?
Greetings. My name is Fang. I am expecting a ship coming in from White Fang. I don't suppose arrangements have been made in advance.
Yes, we did get word that a ship would be coming in from White Fang. It's a very unusual place. Don't think I've ever had anything coming from White Fang before. That's up north, is it?
Yes.
Strange folk, your kind. But yes, I believe everything is in order. It should be here probably later today, or if not, early morning. It has not arrived yet, but depending on the tide and the wind that they may have come encountered with later today.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Can I ask a question
Always.
to the players? Did anybody research anything about the gnome, which was the reason to going to the academy?
That's a
Absolutely
big fat
not.
negative.
This is a D&D game. Why would we do the thing we all agreed to do in the first place?
Yes, that's exactly what I
I
wanted to
thought
bring.
someone else was gonna do it. That's why I didn't. Oh.
The
Hello,
only thing I
guys.
can think about is the goblin shark, because the image won't go away from Discord.
I can make it go away.
Just close Discord.
There you go. It is gone.
Thank you.
Oh no, Shangley.
HTML error.
No, you deleted the image, so my link doesn't work.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
I would like to find a shop that sells swimming things.
Absolutely. You are right near the docks, so you can easily find thinner clothing that people don to get into the water. There are several different styles, some just for surface level swimming, others for more diving purposes.
I would like surface level swimming. Is there anything in like green?
Yeah, they can make you something in green. It will be
A very good material, also. Like
Okay.
something that will like stand up very well.
Well, with enough starch, anything will stand up.
With
Oh,
enough
is that
mending.
how it works?
You see, Silas, this is what I'm talking about when I say bathers.
You wear those.
And it looks a lot like the old, like 1950s, where it's like a onesie, but the pants part is like a short that comes about thigh high, and it has short sleeves.
Yeah.
Rezo, roll me a stealth check.
Oh,
Cleric in heavy armor.
How much would
good.
it cost me?
That's what I'm looking at. We'll say 1 gold.
1 gold? Okay, easy enough.
So as you guys are shopping around and going about the docks and whatnot, 2 guards seem to train their eyes on Rezo. And they're keeping their distance for now, but they seem to be following.
Great news. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh look,
what are you guys
an
doing?
escort.
I would
we're
like
going-
to go. I'm sorry.
I was just speaking aloud. We were gonna go back to the academy to try to find something on the gnome, right? Or we're just going to go meet him?
I don't know where he is.
We know vaguely where he is.
I'd rather not wander up and down hills for a couple days.
So yes, I suppose we'll go on that.
I'd like to go buy a magic shop first.
Okay.
Will they buy our 6 gems?
Yes, they will buy your 6 gems.
Okay, I will sell them 6 gems.
Okay, how much are they marketed for worth?
1,000.
1,000. Okay, they will give you 750 apiece.
Hey, look, these are great gems. We fought a lot of enemies for it. Some of them are worthy of kings. Can you do a
roll-
little better than that?
Roll me persuasion.
Finally. I roll a 4.
They will give you They will give you 800 gold.
Brachion's eyes are still bloodshot from yesterday.
Yes.
He's scratching his neck.
Hey guys, we fought a lot of enemies.
Are real valuable.
Yeah, they will give you
Like-
800 apiece for them.
Okay.
Like zoinks.
Like, come on, guys! They were really hard to get!
Oh my god, that's
That was
so
actually pretty good.
Yes.
Ruh-roh.
Really?
It was good too. You've watched too much Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
I
The
bet.
Alabama
You-
education system.
Do they sell incense?
Sorry?
Do they sell incense?
They do. They
You've
sell
had
all
enough.
sorts of magical material.
I will
You've
buy
had
you
enough.
150 more.
No.
Yes.
You will buy
No.
what now?
do 150 gold worth of incense.
Absolutely not.
Okay. It'll be 300 gold.
Okay.
You have a problem, Brachion.
Stop anytime he wants.
Anybody else getting anything?
Yes. This probably isn't the proper store, but do you have any like small, maybe 3-inch by 1.5-inch boxes made of metal?
Oh, what kind of metal?
Any kind. Maybe bronze would work pretty well, I think. Bronze or silver.
We don't have anything like that. Though there is a metalsmith about 3 streets over. They should be able to provide you with such a thing.
Thank you.
Anybody else need anything?
Not yet.
Okay. Rezo, roll me another stealth check.
Great news. That's even better.
Okay, so the 2 guards that had started following you are getting a little bit closer.
Are you blessing of the trickstering yourself?
Um,
Oh wait, you have half plate on, so it's at disadvantage anyway.
You would be amazed what I can do. I've been anticipating this for weeks. I will continue with the party for now, but if they
Okay.
start getting closer, I may quietly excuse myself from the party. What time of day is it?
It's early morning.
Okay, that's not great news. Gotcha.
So you make your way over to the metalsmith, and he has a. What are your specifications for this box?
Small, like pocket-sized, and made basically entirely of metal.
Okay. He has a couple of things that are close to what you want, but probably not small enough for your pockets. But he can bend one into whatever size you may need. It'll just take a little while.
Yeah, I'll bring out from like one of the side pockets on my backpack a very small, battered wooden box. Like about that big.
I can do that. Give me about come back after lunch.
Oh yeah, I'll be back. I have some errands to run. It might be a little bit later than that.
That's fine. It'll be ready.
How much is that going to cost me? I'd prefer to pay up front.
Very well. Let's see. About that size. Let's call it 1 gold, 5 silver.
I will give him 2 gold.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, Yes, thank you very much. All right, I'm good. Shall we travel to the academy?
Sure.
All right. So you guys start making your way to where you guys were let into the city, and try and find some more of those caravans heading towards Cliff Shield. Not Cliff Shield, the academy. You're in Cliff Shield. Rezo, roll me one more stealth check.
Oh, Lord.
Resto, honestly, keep up. We're trying to have a mission here.
So-
you have to pardon me for a moment. I need
So
to take care of something quickly.
as you are traveling towards the edge of the city to head towards the academy, you find two guards with their hands placed on your shoulder. Excuse me, sir. Could you trouble me by removing your hat for a moment?
I don't have a hat.
Your hood,
true, he never-
then.
Yes, you all go on without me. I'll catch up in a moment.
I will continue on.
I'm gonna stay behind because this is the first time we've been bothered by the guards. This seems highly suspect.
Yeah, I'll stay
Um,
behind.
All right.
So, do you remove your hood?
If no one's following me, I will stay behind as well then.
Yeah, I guess I remove my hood.
Right. Yes, if you could follow me this way. Sir?
Is there a
And-
problem?
Yes, just a small thing. I'm sure it's just a mistake, but we need to be safe rather than make mistakes. If you wouldn't mind.
Not at all. I'd love to accommodate the officers of the law. Would you care to lead me on?
Can
Absolutely.
I insight check all of them?
Can
Yes,
I,
you may.
Can I use message to whisper into Rezo's mind and ask, everything okay? Do you need any help?
Rosa, you may respond.
I don't think I need help yet.
Okay.
So, Rezo, roll me, GM roll me, just a straight D20.
How the heck do I do that?
Slash GM
Slash
roll,
W.
space 1D20.
Yeah, that works.
All right.
I was
Or
gonna
I could
say
just
slash
do this,
WGM.
maybe? There we are.
Oh, that works too.
Aha.
Okay.
That's great news.
So, Calliope, you look at these two guards and they look genuinely disturbed at Rezo's appearance. Deeper than they would be disturbed by someone being blue. This goes deeper than just his race. Something about his appearance has them very unsettled. Rezo is attempting his best to keep calm and cool and collected. But you see a little bit of fear in his eye as the guards had approached.
I will reach into the component pouch that's on my side and take a little bit of honeycomb out and smear it on my lips. And I'm going to I'm going to dual cast a suggestion at both of the guards.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, apologies. Can we perhaps finish this after we've sorry. I suggest we finish this after we come back from the academy. We have a very, very important an audience with the headmistress there. But we will be back shortly.
All right. Your spell DC 17.
17.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to see that unpleasant woman again?
They
I'm going
both-
to take a D4 away from the 15.
From the 15 or the 19?
Okay.
And I'm gonna
They
cut it
both-
towards 19.
They both
Can't
have
with
plus
save.
2.
I will still cutting towards
With
the 19.
15. You can't cutting word saving throws. It's only
a
damage,
save?
remember?
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damage, attack, or ability checks,
Okay.
which no
So,
NPCs ever do, apparently.
one of the guards looks at you and goes, "Oh, yes, of course, after the academy." And the other one shakes his head and goes, "No, we need to do this now."
I
Don't
will
wor-
not be waylaid by gods. You will tell me immediately what this is, or we will go nowhere.
Don't worry, friends. This is most likely just a simple misunderstanding. I can take care of it well on my own. Don't worry. Continue on. We'll catch up later.
Rozo, are you telling the truth?
He's not.
What a wonderful thing for you to say in front of the constabulary. Thank you.
I'm muttering that to Silas because I'm not at his side.
Can you handle this on your own?
Most certainly.
Alright then. As your wishes.
Roll, roll, I'm just gonna say it now. Roll a deception check
Okay.
on that. Okay, Brachion, you believe him.
I don't know. I don't know if that was even a deception check. But
It was.
okay. All right.
The GM says you can't handle this on your own.
I'm going to keep my concentration on the one guard.
Okay.
His suggestion to let him go.
Okay,
But I will trust him
Uh,
at this point.
alright. So, the one guard that's not being suggested is starting to lead him, and he's trying to, like, drag the other guard along.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your head at? Come on. And they start heading towards one of the outposts that are around the city.
I will compliantly follow behind them.
No, their hands are on your shoulder, pushing
Oh.
you.
That was not what you described.
Yes, one of them is pushing you. And one of them is pushing you and kind of dragging the other one. He's a little distracted at the moment,
Okay.
but he
if
does have
Fang
a hand
can
on your
see-
shoulder.
Okay.
If Fang can see him being manhandled, he's going with them, and he's going to do his best to make sure that they do not assault him.
At this point, I would not call it manhandling. His hand is just on his shoulder, guiding Rezo in the right direction. It's a very loose. He's not like grasping onto his shoulder or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So they're leading you to one of the outposts that are nearby. It's a
Okay.
couple of streets away.
Okay. Since we are walking like this, can I pick up a conversation with the fellows and mention that I have been in some odd places recently and may have picked up some sort of contagious illness? Cough, cough.
He has COVID.
Sure. Roll a deception check.
Oh, be with me, dice.
Yep, sure you have, sir. Don't worry, this will all be over soon.
I'm afraid that's quite likely.
Dimension door.
Oh, he does have dimension door.
Okay.
I actually didn't know he did. I was just
Can
saying things.
I will invoke duplicity
Okay.
and make a copy of myself coming directly towards us from the other side.
Okay. With his hand still on your shoulder, he lets go of the other guard, and he's like, "Hey, you, sir." And he looks down at you and looks at the other one. Excuse me, sir. Let's see. Okay, he absolutely falls for it. Sir, if you don't mind, could you come with us, please, sir?
I
For
will
sure.
make the copy look terrified and panicked and run away the other direction.
Uh, uh, you stay right here. I'll be right back. And he takes off after it.
All right. I will then invoke the Cloak of Shadows, and I'll turn invisible.
Okay.
And I will go hide somewhere.
All right. Roll me stealth with advantage.
Oh.
But you have disadvantage, so it's a straight roll.
Yep. Great. I'm still invisible, dadgummit.
Still 19.
So, you walk into an alleyway and, in your haste, knock over a couple of barrels. But there's, go ahead.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Finish describing.
There are no more guards around. The one that had his hand on your shoulder is chasing after your duplicity, which is probably far enough away that it's vanished by now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guard is still suggested, so he wasn't paying any attention.
Okay.
So you are now in an alleyway, invisible.
All right.
But most of your party members know exactly where you went.
Okay.
If not all.
Okay. That is super helpful. I am going to polymorph, and I'm into a mouse, and I'm going to run very far away because no one will ever look for a mouse.
Okay.
This is true.
All right.
So you're scurrying along. Which direction are you headed? You're approximately here.
Okay. Where are we staying at night?
Over here.
Okay.
It'll be a long way to go as a mouse.
Okay. That's okay. Well then, if we are up here, then I will run to the river.
Your end goal is to get up here to where you were headed towards the academy.
Maybe.
That's where the party was headed.
Yes. Yeah, I'll just run there as fast as I can as a mouse, and
Okay.
I'll try and meet up with them outside the walls or something.
Roll me a stealth check as a mouse.
That's gonna be great.
It's no longer at disadvantage. 13. Okay.
What is a rat stealth? Let me look that up. I think it's like a plus something.
Finally, I have one roll goes
it's
somewhat
plus
right.
0.
Plus
So
zero.
it's 12.
Red is a challenge rating 0, so it's all 10s.
Not all of its 10s. Its strength and its intelligence and its charisma are very low.
I'm surprised that a rat
Are
has
you-
a bad
Okay.
stealth, honestly.
Am I not seeing? Oh, I see. 2, 11, 9, 2, 10, 4. Okay.
Yep. So you scurry along. A couple of bystanders notice you, but you're a rat.
Mm-hmm.
So you scurry along and head your way up north. You get about right here when polymorph wears off.
I have an hour.
Yeah, you're a rat.
Okay, well, knowing that it's going to wear off, I duck into a side alleyway to make sure that I am concealed.
Okay.
Can I do perception check to make sure that I'm properly concealed, or just you?
Yeah. So roll me stealth and perception.
Okay, stealth.
Ooh.
Finally.
Except it's at disadvantage.
Well, that's great.
I'll give you advantage because you are you hid in the alleyway before turning into. So it'll be a straight roll.
Okay.
Perception. So you duck into an alleyway as a rat, and come back to reso form, and you look around, you don't see anything, but nobody seems to notice you either.
Okay. To get the rest of the way out of town, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on myself. And I will try and meet up with the rest of the party.
Okay. So, flashback to you guys. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check too.
Okay.
Flashback to you guys. You are you see this guard run after this copy of Rezo, and then you see Rezo go invisible, and then you see a couple of barrels fall over in an alleyway, and then you don't hear anything else. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go look in the
Brachion,
alleyway. I'm
I
sorry, go
told
ahead.
you, no more pot.
I didn't give you any.
Well, obviously something's happening. I'm tripping
he did
barrels.
I
Wow,
would like to banish
that was a
Fang.
long way for that joke. That was a long journey.
I got that joke. Don't worry.
Yes.
What was that, Calliope?
It's a joke. I was gonna say it's gonna banish Fang.
Okay, I'd like to
Uh,
go into the alleyway and see what I see.
I will.
Okay, roll me
walk up
perception
towards the
check.
carriages.
A perception check. Oh.
So you look around, and you see a couple of footprints in the dust that look about Rezo-sized, and then they stop, and you see little rodent footprints heading towards the north gate.
Now the question is, do I understand what happened?
Roll a wisdom check.
Ha 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 ha! Straight wisdom?
Straight wisdom. Yes, you do.
Oh. That typically does not go well. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you put two and two together. You saw him run away. You see the footsteps, and you're like, okay, he obviously darted for the exit of the city.
Okay, I will convey that to everybody else.
Well, he's obviously going to the academy to meet up with us.
Yep.
I
So
think-
let's meet him outside of the city.
All right, so you guys make your way to the exit of the city, where you had met caravans before, and as you get to the exit, you see Rezo kind of like casually sliding back into the group.
We're outside of the city now at this point, correct?
You were outside of the city.
Okay. All right. As long as their jurisdiction ends at the wall, we're good.
Rezo, why
Yes.
were they after you?
I don't think that's a question we should be asking right now.
It could be important if we ever decide to come back.
It's a bit of a complicated situation. For the moment, my coming to Cliff Shield from the larger continent, and also my departure from Cliff Shield, were not necessarily of my own free will.
Did the cult also take you into custody like they did Calliope and try to make you be something you didn't want to?
Not the cult, no. And they certainly didn't make me, well, certainly was something I didn't wish to. But, it's a bit of a touchy situation around here. I was hoping we could avoid all of this unpleasantness. I would explain more in a more opportune location. So close to the city may not be the best.
Understood.
No, the opposite.
No, I understand what you mean, Rezo. We'll talk on the way to the Gnome.
Thank
Alright.
you.
So once again, your two lore bards find you safe passage on a caravan back towards Angel Cliff, or back towards the academy.
Back towards Angel Cliff. Wow, we got a floating caravan, dude.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
His water
back
curse.
towards the academy. Ah.
Hmm.
So yeah, you guys start your 6-hour trek back towards the academy. Anything you wish to discuss along the way?
I mean, no, I really don't, but
Okay. 6 hours of sitting in silence. You make
Right.
your way back to the academy.
Rezo,
yes, Silas?
slave or prisoner?
Prisoner.
Crimes you did or did not do?
That's a complicated answer.
Do you feel you committed crimes? I don't care what the court feels. What do you feel?
That is also a complicated answer.
Would you do them again?
Certainly not.
Alright.
And even if I were inclined to, I doubt I would have the ability. At least I should sincerely hope not. I'll turn to Langley, who is only here in spirit, and thank him for helping me in the past.
Yeah,
No
no
problem.
problem.
No problem.
That was a good
Rezo,
Langley. Yes?
Did you make restitution for your crime?
That is also a complicated answer.
No, it's a yes or a no.
I suppose the answer to it would be tied up as to whether or not I committed a crime.
That
To
is
it-
not a yes or a no.
Well, if no crime has been committed, then how could restitution be made?
Prostitution is endorsed by the state, where they are given full health insurance.
Ooh, nice. You know,
It
so
is-
things a little extra money.
It is the oldest profession.
It seems as though some explanation may be in order here. As has been asked to me sometimes in the past, this is also true. All that I said about my service to Tamora has been 100% accurate. However, some of the things which I have done in her service have not necessarily always been the most well considered. Several years ago, I was fairly new in being a cleric in her service, and I was going about, much like I have been with you, and I was spreading her message and doing my best to gain followers to her cause. My travels led me to a small village up in the mountains, and I quite fell in love with the town, with the people, with the place, and I stayed there probably far longer than I should have. It never occurred to me that anything which might provide a benefit or a blessing could be in any way outside of Tamora's will. However, it came upon a day, several months after my arriving there, that an alarm was raised about an encroaching army coming to destroy the town. And having great affection for these people and for the place that they live in, I certainly did all that I could to assist them. And I helped them. I healed the wounded, and I tried to fight back as many of the encroaching army as I could. But after many days of battle, it was clear that we were going to lose. Loving these people as I did, and expecting all the good that they had been showing to me, all the kindness, that would have been sufficient to Tamora to garner her goodwill. I prayed to her fervently for days. But as the days went on and our forces dwindled and the wounded and those I could not heal began to mount, I became more desperate. Until at last, after almost 2 weeks of fighting, I made a most ill-advised action. I cursed my own deity. And in doing so, I opened a door to a very dark power. And I called upon Vishaba, she who opposes my Lady Tamora. And she most definitely answered. I feel as though I was almost overcome by the enormous amount of power that came upon me. Uncontrolled as it was, it flowed through me and decimated the attacking force. Which was horrific in its power, but very effective at protecting this small village. At the time, I thought it was just some sort of fluke that someone other than my lady would answer in that moment, in that time, in that situation, and I was very much mistaken. I still have not come to grips with the full extent of all that happened on that day. All the many terrible things that I did. I remember walking through the fields of the slain and coming across a single man who simply just cried out over and over again, "Murderers, mutants, fiends, monsters," pointing his fingers violently at my friends before he too succumbed to the power which had been unleashed. For days after that, I was not comfortable in my own skin. I had to get out of there. I had to recommit myself to Tamora, to find some solace, even though my actions had saved the people that I loved. And so I decided it was time for me to leave. And so I talked to all of my friends and told them that I would need to depart. They were very sad at this, and they insisted to hold one final feast for me before I departed. So I joined them, and there was a grand feast like none I'd ever seen while in all my time there. Food beyond the rational understanding. That should have been a warning. In the night, as I slept before my early morning departure, I suddenly was awoken by a very sharp pain on my leg and on my arm. I awoke to find myself surrounded by the same villagers I had grown to love, and the very lady whose house I was sleeping in had stepped back from me as I started awake, and from her mouth I could see my own blood pouring from her. They had decided to eat me, to gain for themselves the power that I had unleashed, assuming that there was something which resided in me. I discovered at that point that they were a true cult who were dedicated to the idea of advancing their own power by consuming it from others. Panicked, terrified, I again called to Bishaba. And again she answered, and the entire town was consumed in a moment by shrieking fiends that came out of every corner and every crack and every crevice and began to tear the people there apart limb from limb. It only lasted a few moments, but the last dying gasps of my friends, or the people I thought were my friends, are always with me. Stunned, I wandered aimlessly out of the village. Not sure what to do, not sure how to come to grips with who I was or what had happened or even what I should do from this point onward. Being in such a state, it was quite easy for the city at the bottom of the mountain to find and to apprehend me, as they assumed I must have come from that village, as they were very correct. Not being of a mind at that time to understand and to comprehend all their questions, which they were very pointed and provided a bit more background as to the village that I had been staying in, I found myself unable to provide sufficient or satisfactory answers. And so they set to beating me, which ended up being all the evidence that they would need to convict me, as in the beating I found myself unable to contain that which I had consumed and discovered that I had also become complicit in their quest for more power. There are some things consumed unawares which are quite damning when found in the right circumstances. And so they beat me more and beat me again, and sentenced me to life of hard labor here. I was being sent from Cliffshield to Pine Post to work as a logger. And along the way, I was chained to the people in front and behind me. And an avalanche came and separated us in all of that. And I found myself again free. And so I ran. And I ran and I ran and I ran until I again found myself among people in Petra and among you. There is certainly a sin which has been committed against Tamora, but to myself I am not sure still if what I have done, the intent that I had was good. But I can most certainly see how Tamora would have abandoned me in such a place. That I would have been aiding those who are dedicated entirely to evil. And I can also see how my calls to a false and trickster goddess would have answered to me, and given me all the power that would have ever been needed to carry out her will. There is a sin that has been committed. But to call it a crime, I still do not know.
So I'm going to see if he's evil or not.
So you cast Divine Sense, and
I just start sniffing him.
He is not evil.
Okay, I believe you.
Well, I appreciate your belief, but I fear that my continued being here may put a danger to the party, and may cause difficulty for the remaining business you have here in Cliffshield.
It will not.
You keep your head down and we'll be fine.
No, he should hit this head on and face his destiny.
This, I believe, may also be the will of Tamora. I do not feel I've been abandoned by her, but I do feel as though I have wandered far from her sight. I must admit I'm a failure as a cleric. I have not been able to reach her in, well, since such times as those before.
You have been able to reach her. Every moment that you've been with us, you've been nothing but useful.
I feel as though I have lost purpose, though. It was so easy when I thought I knew what the right thing to do was. But now I feel as though I'm just wandering about, attaching myself to anything that may show up, anything to which I may say yes, to somehow be able to pull out the good in the world. I believe that the quest that we are on is good. I believe that many people will be saved through it. But
You don't think this is a quest that can save you?
that, well, if there's any redemption at all, perhaps it is in self-sacrifice.
All this time you've been trying to save others. It's you who needs saving.
Well, as I have been told, you should become the change you wish to be, or wish to see. Perhaps that works in reverse. And I can cause the change that will help myself.
I don't think you should feel shame in the duality of your god. Bahamut has Tiamat, and I am prone to rage as well.
Yeah.
And there was no way that you could have seen what was going to happen with the cult and those who betrayed you.
Yes, but you, Fang, as noble as you are, have not betrayed your own god. That is a sin that I must bear, and a sin that I must face up to, though I do not know how.
Speaking
Through
from
this.
personal-
Restitution.
Speaking from personal experience, Rezo, it's difficult to change so simply who you are on the inside. I am Calliope, and that is what I want people to see me as, but I am also Astara. And there's nothing I can do that can change that. Simply by existing, you will become the version of yourself that best encapsulates everything you wish to be.
Well, I appreciate that, but at the moment there does seem to be a rather imminent hindrance to that noble pursuit. The town guard here do know my face. I had hoped that perhaps they would have assumed me dead in the avalanche, but it appears that that is not the case. And now that they have seen me and know that I am here, it seems likely that they will continue in their pursuit and become much more diligent in it.
Then, I shall name myself as your guardian.
I do not wish to cause trouble. If it was just a way to, perhaps, I could stay outside the walls. I could camp somewhere away from all of this. And when
No.
you finish your business here, we could meet up. Perhaps to disguise something that would be more lasting than a few momentary tricks to escape a few noble guards.
I will put my backpack on my lap, and I'll rifle through it, and I'll pull out a large disguise kit.
I will put my clawed hand up in front of Rezo and say, no, he is a man, and he must face the consequences.
Am I a Muppet?
Well, the rightful consequences to my actions, I'm sure, would well be argued to be death. But if you insist, Fang, I acknowledge you as a being well capable of understanding right from wrong. Your tenets of vengeance are noble, they're just, they're true, and you uphold them with a fervor that I envy. If you believe it is best to turn myself in, as it were,
No, that is not what I'm saying.
I am quite lost then. What are you saying?
You will continue as you were before, and the gods will not trouble you. They will have to go through me if they wish to get to you.
Fang, are you still holding your hand up?
Yes.
I'm gonna start painting your nails.
Oh my god. Well, I'm keeping the hand there, so go right ahead. I'm
There.
beginning to monologue.
They are bright pink by the end of
Yes.
your monologue.
Yes, the talons are bright pink. Rezo, you have fulfilled your god's will. You've even fulfilled the will of the rival god. The only one's will you haven't fulfilled is your own. You've been looking for approval from other people this entire time.
Well, in fairness, in seeking to do, well, I mean, I thought I was doing what was in my own best interest when I was staying at that village. And in fairness, I did kill an army of people coming to wipe out a vicious cannibalistic cult.
We all make mistakes.
It's kind of a big one.
That is so something Calliope would say.
He looks at you with great incredulity, totally aghast at what you just said.
I will shrug my shoulders.
Rezo, you need to understand that the measure of a man is not just in their actions, but how they handle their failures.
I am unsure how to proceed.
Good, because if you had definites and absolutes in this regard to what happened, I would consider you a villain. The fact that you have turmoil within you means you are waging a battle within, and that is a battle worth winning. I am willing to contribute towards.
I appreciate that.
Timora and her duel are fighting right now within you.
Of that there can be no doubt. One does not easily touch power and let it go.
Well then, we know what to do then.
I'm gonna think back to when I left Angel Cliff. Running away from power.
Then what do we do?
You must give up the power.
I am not sure how. It comes only when I have called on Bashaba, and it has not come, and I've not called on her since that night.
But it does come when you call.
Would you cut up my tongue then?
No. There's something within you, or something on you, that makes a direct connection to her.
I fear that direct connection is Tamora herself. They are a duality. One cannot exist properly without the other. If there is
Then
to
so
be good
too- Oh, go ahead.
As if there is to be good fortune, there must also be its opposite.
Then so too must you exist.
A balance point, then?
It would seem so.
I do not see how this will help us in our present situation, though.
Maybe not in the short term, but
Can you-
perhaps in the long term.
You know, convincing the town guard to simply let me go will be a feat that I am not capable of, no matter how adept in persuasion I am.
I will pull out a jar of honey.
No need for primer. I like the color as is.
I can be very persuasive for 8 hours at a time.
I can give you amnesty, Rezo.
But that would damage your own city's politics, their entire their relations with the largest city on this continent.
Yes.
I cannot ask that of you.
You didn't.
I couldn't allow you. It's I forbid it. You couldn't. I could not permit such a thing.
Mirzo, you've been with us for several months now. Do you think forbidding Fang from doing something is going to do a damn thing?
No, not a whole lot. Once he's set on something, it's hard to convince him otherwise. But
Just
he's
accept it. It's a gift. You've given us plenty. It's time for us to give back.
I will do what I can to accept, though I do feel most unworthy.
So that was 6 hours of silence, and the moment we're trying to get off the caravan, we have this conversation, and all the people on the caravan are just looking at us like, are they gonna get off? We gotta go the other way.
And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ, this session.
Oh.
That was a huge flip of emotions day to day. I'm just gonna bring that up right now.
And once we get back to the headmistress's office, we're going to put her in the toilet and then take her stuff back.
Yes.
We're gonna give her a swirly.
Yes.
It's cute how you think you can do such things.
I mean, we have places to go. Look at this. Look at all
I
the
will
places
ask her the
to go.
question, why is it called the Council of Five when there are obviously 6 of you? And in the confusion, I will grab the amulet.
That is assuming that the amulet is currently on the material plane.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
Could...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Let's say we were unattended in her office again. We could have looked for it when we first went in there.
But that's
Absolutely
stealing,
not.
and stealing is wrong.
Yes, it is.
Stealing the person's present is just thievery. That's fine.
Sure, just kill 500 people. No big deal. Let's just.
Yeah.
But stealing is wrong. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go that way, but
We're not thieves, Rezo. Come on. We're murderers, not thieves.
I will manipulate the mind of every single guard I come across, but I draw the line at taking back something I used to own.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love you guys.
standards.
Yeah, I missed this.
Oh, it was
This
a long 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
This was the most packed and the weirdest session we ever had.
And we had
this-
no combat.
Yeah, this is why I like RP sessions.
They're fun.
Yeah, it's okay to have an RP session when you go to places that are not always in a state of threat. But when you're journeying across the countryside where, rabid beasts live, you're going to run into encounters.
We can do a whole week of roleplay in Petra.
And you have before. Don't you remember
Yes.
the trial?
And that wasn't a week, though. That was like a quarter of a session.
We also spent 7 days in Petra, and we just didn't have anything
Yeah, we
to
just
do there because it's a small-ass town.
I thought
Yes.
for sure we were about
Well,
for another
we
one.
built a hot spring.
Or an execution,
Yes.
one of the two.
All right,
Build a
I'm
naturally occurring hot spring.
going to end stream now, so I will talk to you guys in a bit. thanks everybody for stopping by. Be sure to watch out for Thursday night's session with a different group where I'm not DMing, and possibly this session again next week. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna go raid somebody. I don't know who yet, but somebody. Later. That's the wrong screen. I don't want that screen.